Good morning, children. So let's continue with the chapter The Sun's Family. The family of the Sun is called the solar system. It is made up of the Sun, 8 planets, their moons, as well as asteroids. The attendant moon accompany their respective planets as they travel around the Sun. They also move around their respective planets. The members of the solar system are held together by the gravity of the Sun. So all the members of the solar system means the planets, okay? The planets, the moon, okay, the asteroids, which are the stones in between. They all are held together. They are in their places because of a force of attraction developed by the Sun. That's gravity of the Sun. The planet on which we live, that is the Earth, is a part of the solar system. That is one of the planets. Children, this diagram, the solar system diagram, you have to draw. Okay. A planet is round like the Sun, but it has no light or heat of its own, like Earth. Earth is round like a sun, but Earth doesn't have its own light, no heat. Okay, we get light and we receive light and heat from the Sun, right? It receives light and heat from the Sun. Such planets spins like a top. The planets also move around the Sun. Such traveling in its fixed path is called an orbit. Each traveling in its fixed path is called an orbit. The 8 planets in the solar system are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. So they are of different sizes. Jupiter is the largest planet in the solar system, and Saturn is also a large planet with a ring around it. Between the orbits of the planets Mars and Jupiter, thousands of rock pieces move around the Sun, and these rocky pieces are called asteroids. Some of them are minor planets. Okay, so between the orbits of the planet Mars and Jupiter, you find the asteroids. The rocks, they are rocky pieces which are called asteroids. The Earth moves around the Sun in its orbit and tilts towards it for half of the year and away from it for the other half of the year. That is why we have seasons. So because the Earth is rotating on its own axis, just like a top, so it gets tilted. Half of the year it is tilted towards the Earth, and half of the year it is tilted away from the Earth. So when it is towards the Sun, half of the year it is towards the Sun and half of the year it is away from the Sun. So when it is tilted towards the Sun, it is sunny, right? Daytime. When it is away from the Sun, it is a winter season. When it is closer to Sun, it is summer. Alright. Now our Earth. So children, we learnt about the Sun and 8 planets. Out of that we learned that Saturn has the rings and all the planets are rotating on their own axis. Along with that, they are also rotating around revolving around the Sun. When Earth is one of the planets, And all the planets, they do not have their own light or heat. They receive the heat and light from the sun. Okay, that's what we learned. Asteroids, what are asteroids? Between the Mars and Jupiter, thousands of rock pieces move around them, around the sun, and these rocky pieces are called asteroids. Alright. Earth moves around the sun in its orbit and it gets tilted towards it, right? For the half of the year. Away from it for the rest half of the year. And hence we have seasons, different seasons. Okay. So this diagram you are going to draw. Coming to the Earth. Our Earth, a unique planet. The Earth is unique as it is the only planet we know of where life exists. So this is the only planet where you see the life, whether it's life in the form of plants or animals, humans. So it is the only planet where you find the life. Look at the image of the Earth taken from the space. It appears blue in color with few patches of brown and green. So the blue is, of course, water covers more than 2/3 of the Earth's surface. So it appears blue in color, children. Green because of the greenery, plants, and brown because of the land. So this is because of the surface of the Earth is mostly covered by water, which appears blue, and only partly by land, which appears brown or green, because on land you will find some trees. Water is needed to sustain all kinds of life. The Earth is surrounded by a layer of air, and this is called atmosphere. Please underline. The Earth is surrounded by the layer of air, which is called an atmosphere. The atmosphere is made up of many gases. Nitrogen and oxygen are the life-giving gases of the atmosphere which supports life. Please underline. Nitrogen and oxygen are the life-giving gases of the atmosphere which supports life. So which two gases are life-giving gases? Nitrogen and oxygen. The land, water and air present on Earth make life possible. Land, water and air. It is present only on the Earth. The Earth is at the right distance from the sun. As a result, it is neither too hot nor too cold. If the Earth was to become extremely hot or cold, all the plants and animals would have perished or died. The placement or the position of the Earth from the sun is perfect for the life to exist. Right? If you think that if the distance between the Earth and the sun would have been less, then it would have been very, very hot and everything would have died. Burnt. So the place of the Earth from the sun is perfect for the life to exist. Otherwise, if it was very far away from the sun, then there would have been too cold and everybody would have died because of the cold, extreme cold. Okay, so we are so lucky that we are on the Earth, where you have the air, you have the water and you have the land. So this is the only planet where life exists. That is why the Earth is called as a unique planet. Alright. Next we will do in the next period.